Hello, and thank you for joining us. The City of Flagstaff and contractor Eagle Mountain Construction are set to begin the Coconino Estates Improvements Phase 1 project in mid-May 2020. The city intended to host a final community open house prior to the start of construction. However, due to the current COVID-19 restrictions, the meeting has been canceled. In lieu of the open house, the project team has produced this brief presentation to give you an opportunity to learn more about the upcoming improvements project. In this presentation, we will introduce key project team members, describe the project extents and planned improvements, give an overview of the project schedule, work hours, and discuss the sequencing, provide visual aids of construction activities to give you an idea of what work will look like and how it will be built, explain how access and traffic control will work throughout the project, discuss the planned service interruptions and how we will notify you, provide information on how to stay informed throughout the project. Construction is being performed by Flagstaff-based contractor Eagle Mountain Construction, with Jason Woods as the project manager. Dan Sweeney will be supporting as the project superintendent. Overseeing the project with the City of Flagstaff is Eli Reisner, Capital Improvements Project Manager. The project was designed by Julie Lead and her team at Peak Engineering. Connor Cassens and his team at Beta Public Relations will be assisting us with notification and project communication. We've met many of you previously at our public meetings and look forward to getting to know you more in the field. Here we're highlighting the project extents and planned improvements. The project extents by each roadway are West Beale Road from Rock Ridge to Fort Valley, North Navajo Drive from Navajo Road to Murray, West Navajo Road from Navajo Drive to Fort Valley Road, and on West Whipple from Navajo to McMillan. Planned utility and roadway improvements generally include replacing water and sewer mains, water and sewer services to individual residents, fire hydrants, storm drains, street lights, underground electric lines to street lights, roadway pavement, curb and gutter, sidewalk, and finally, we'll restore disturbed landscaping at the completion of the project. On Whipple Road from Navajo Drive to McMillan Road, there will only be improvements to the existing water main and water services. On Navajo Drive, from Havasupai Road to Hopi Drive, the existing sewer main will not be replaced as this section of sewer main was replaced in 1988. Sidewalk will be installed along the entire project extents even where it does not currently exist, except for project extents north of Beale Road. Here we'll discuss the sequencing of construction activities and our anticipated schedule. To better understand construction as it progresses, we've broken it out into 4 construction zones. Our intent is to begin the first construction zone in mid-May. Zone 1 includes improvements along Navajo Road from Fort Valley to the intersection of Hopi Drive. We anticipate a completion of Zone 1 by fall of 2020. Zone 2 will move on to Navajo Drive between Hopi to Beale. This zone will begin in summer of 2020 and extend through summer of 2021. Zone 3 of construction will move on to Beale between Fort Valley and to just west of the intersection with Rock Ridge. Zone 3 will begin in winter of 2020 and extend for 12 months through the winter of 2021. The final area of construction, Zone 4, will move on to Navajo Drive between Beale and Murray and along Whipple from Navajo Drive to McMillan. Zone 4 is to begin in summer of 2021 and continue through fall of 2022. Each of these work zones will start with the underground utility improvements and then, a few months later, begin the roadway or surface improvements. The restoration of disturbed landscaping will be completed when temperatures and weather will allow, but may jump around from construction zone to construction zone depending on the type of landscaping being restored. Work hours throughout all construction zones will be Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., with occasional work on Fridays. The overall construction schedule for the project is spring 2020 through fall of 2022. Please understand that these dates are tentative and are subject to change due to weather and other unforeseen factors. Now we'll discuss exactly how this improvements project will be built. Almost all underground utility and surface improvement projects start with the construction of the utilities first. There are multiple underground utility improvements on this project, all of which have a certain order in which they are installed. Here's what you can expect to see and the order in which the utilities will be installed on any given street. The first utility will be the sewer main line, services to residents, and manholes. Our crews will progressively saw cut and trench down the roadway as we install the new utility, leaving as much of the existing roadway as possible. This will help with keeping the job site clean, contain stormwater runoff, and aid in vehicular access. Most of the time, the sewer main line is the deepest utility and installed first. There are no sewer service interruptions to your home expected during construction of the sewer main line. Water main line will follow the sewer line installation. We are installing the new water main line in a different location of the existing one serving your homes. This way, we can make sure that everyone has water to their homes throughout construction. There will be short outages in order to swap over old lines to new lines, and these shutdowns are discussed later in this presentation. Following water line installation, we will install storm drains. On this project, the storm drain is shallow, and there is a minimal amount to be installed. The final utility installed will be the streetlight conduits. These will be installed below the sidewalk or in the roadway where there is no sidewalk and is a much smaller trench compared to the other utilities. We would like to make a note that when we do these types of projects in residential settings, we strive to only excavate what we can install in one workday. We do this to make sure that there are no open trenches after hours to ensure the safety of the public. If there is an instance where a trench needs to remain open, we will cover it with a plate or block off access to the area. During the utility portion of the work, there will be short service interruptions to the water system. These happen when we tie in the new water main line into the existing water system and when we switch the individual service lines to residents from the old main to the new main. These shutdowns are typically short durations. Notifications will be sent out 48 hours prior via door hangers and e-news notifications for these shutdowns, letting everyone know the day and time window of the shutdown. We typically try to time these shutdowns during low use hours, and with this being a residential neighborhood, that would typically be mid-morning through midday. When the main line is tied in, these shutdown windows can last as long as 8 hours, and when services are swapped over, it can take up to 2 hours. We build the system in a way to make sure that everyone has water for as long as possible and to make shutdowns as short as possible. Once utility work is near completion, the surface improvements will begin. The first step is to demolish the remaining roadway, including the concrete curb. Then, we'll grade the area in preparation for new curb, sidewalk, and driveway entrances. During the next step, our concrete crews will set forms and begin pouring concrete for new curbs, sidewalks, and driveway entrances. In order to keep everyone's driveways open, we will always build one half at a time to ensure access. Once the new curb and concrete work is complete, preparations for the new asphalt pavement will begin. Due to the soil types in this area, a large amount of the subgrade under the existing asphalt needs to be removed and replaced with a better material and also a fabric and grid. This will make for a better base for the new road, making it last much longer. This work will be done in smaller sections and will include excavating approximately 2 feet of earth, laying down fabric, plastic grid, and then filling in over the top with an aggregate base course. During the grade preparation work, there will still be access for residents. We will ramp material at driveway entrances so they can still be used. Once the entire construction zone has been prepped, we will begin paving operations. Paving operations should only take 1 day per construction zone, but vehicular access during paving operations will be limited. Notification for this operation will be sent out approximately 1 week ahead to make sure everyone can plan accordingly and coordinate ways to get in and out of their home. When paving operations are done, we will be jackhammering areas throughout the roadway where the manholes and water valves are located, raising them up to the new finished road grade. After this, striping will be completed and landscape restoration throughout the construction zone will commence. When each construction zone is started, traffic control measures will be put in place. In most cases throughout the project, we will put up what is called a soft closure. For visual purposes, we will use the Navajo Road construction zone to illustrate this setup, what residents that live in the project extents can expect, and how they can access their homes throughout the project. Soft closures consist of a road closed sign at either end of the construction zone or work area. For Navajo Road, there will be one at the intersection of Highway 180 and Navajo Road, and another at Navajo Road and Hopi Drive. A road closed sign will be in the center of the roadway, stating that the road is closed and that only local access is allowed. There will be room on either side of the sign for residents of the street to be able to go around. We do this setup to stop, but realistically limit traffic that is passing through the construction area. We understand that everyone needs to access their homes throughout the project, but limiting non-resident traffic through the construction site provides a much safer work zone not just for our crews, but for everyone. Alternate routes will direct non-resident traffic around the soft closure. During closures, there will be no on-street parking allowed, so we can utilize the full width of the roadway to detour traffic. With the soft closure of the entire construction zone 1 area, we will most likely be working only in a select area along the roadway. Within this area, there will be crew members, equipment, and very likely open trenches. To ensure residents and our crew's safety, we will have flaggers on each side of this immediate work area. We ask that residents that need to access in or beyond the work area stop at a flagger and let them know where you need to access, and a crew member will direct traffic in a safe path to where they need to go. We will do our best in a timely manner as possible to getting residents through, but please expect minor delays so we can make sure paths are safe and clear. With the soft closures, we still need to allow access to other services such as mail, garbage pickup, etc. We will work with these entities regularly and make sure that they can get in and service their customers during construction. If there are any issues that arise with these services, please let us know and we'll do whatever we can to remedy the problem in regard to access. Other services such as Mountain Line and FUSD bus routes will be redirected, and we have been in discussions with these entities already. These alternate routes will be distributed through a handful of outlets to make sure everyone is aware of the changes and when those changes will occur. There will be instances throughout the project where a hard closure of an area will be required, where there will not be any traffic allowed through the construction zone. As an example, we will need to do a hard closure at the intersection of Navajo Road and Hopi Drive. As of now, this is planned for summer 2020, so not to affect the school traffic to Marshall Elementary and Flagstaff Junior Academy. Prior to these closures, notifications will be mailed out, hand-delivered to residents within the construction zone, and published in our weekly electronic news updates. During these closures, detour routes will be posted for alternate access around the areas. These closures are shorter in duration, and we will work to get them back up as soon as possible. We will make every attempt to temporarily open these closures up over weekends to alleviate any inconvenience. We have to make sure that these areas are safe prior to allowing traffic. Prior to any activities commencing in your construction zone, a pre-construction notification flyer will be hand-delivered to your doorstep by a project team member at least 2 weeks prior to any work starting up. The best way to stay informed will be subscribing to our weekly electronic newsletters, or e-news. E-news will be released via email weekly and will highlight upcoming construction activities, changes to traffic control, or project milestones completed. This brings our presentation to a close. If you wish to receive weekly project updates and information regarding construction, please email a request to news@coconinoestates.com. If you have questions or concerns about the project, please call our project hotline at 928-255-5153. If you wish to see additional project information, please visit our website at www.coconinoestates.com.